Hey you guys, it's me Kiana coming at you today. I just got finished washing my makeup brushes and stuff, and I wanted to do this video because I've heard so much about it, and I usually don't review shows um, for several reasons, and I'm going to get into that. Let me first show you, because I always get asked about my jewelry. All my jewelry that I wear is always from my store, which is Kiana Diva Designs. The link will be below underneath of this video. There you'll find these items. Let me just take it off for you. You'll find these items and much, much more at my store. And let me show you the necklace. And the earrings as well. And if I'm looking like I'm up in your face, it's because, as you know, y'all know what time it is. Yeah. So, still waist training vigorously. So, I wanted to talk about the show that many of you have already seen and have heard about, and it's called Preachers of LA. All right. Let me talk why I don't usually watch these reality shows. And I do quotation marks because um, even reality shows are amped up and pumped up because they need ratings. In order for them to get a check, they can't just be going to Walmart, sitting at home watching a movie. That's reality, you know. That's not all of our, existence, but those things are reality. We live normally. Most of us do. And even the richest person in the world, Bill Gates and Donald Trump and people like that, Oprah Winfrey, they do watch TV and they do, have cookouts and they do invite friends over and they do go to a movie or have guests over to watch their movies in their theater. You know what I'm saying? So these are things you never see on reality shows because it's not reality. Okay. Reality does not pay top-notch dollars. That's the reality. So that's for one reason. Um, so the whole concept is fraudulent. That's the only word I can think of right now. But the whole concept, if it's a reality show, the definition of reality being real, authentic, it's not that. Because things other than that, normalcy doesn't pay big checks. For two, y'all can think I'm crazy if y'all want to, but spirits are transferable. And I don't need all those extra spirits added to me, on me, and having to pray those off. Simple as that. You can think I'm crazy. I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, fine and dandy. You do you, I'm going to do me. But I don't need, I got enough battles and spirits to have to pray off me. I don't need theirs on top of mine. That is all. Um, and they are transferable because I remember when I used to watch shows like Basketball Wives and all those shows, um, I found myself getting angry at the people or the screen. Or I found myself after watching the show, I would snap at people and things like that. Or I would snap at my husband, for little things that, it may bother, me before, but I would really snap at them. Or, it's when you reach a certain level of spiritual growth. Not that you're perfect, not that you're, oh, I've achieved the highest level of spiritual growth. I'm not saying that. I'm going to say that right now. I'm not saying that. So no need for you to get offended or feel some type of way as if I'm talking to you. I'm talking about me. Okay? So keep calm. Um After the shows when I would do that, when you reach a level of growth spiritually, okay, you can pick up on things that the average person couldn't. You may experience something or find yourself involved in something, and the average person may, be like, oh, I don't know why I did that. But we're able to pinpoint where that road turned or what brung up those emotions. Are you understanding what I'm saying? So I came to a conclusion that not just those shows, I had to censor a lot of things, because whether we realize it or not, it doesn't matter if you are at a susceptible age, if you're at an age where you basically absorb everything in your environment or whatever, or you're susceptible to absorbing everything that's in your environment. Not necessarily, what am I trying to say? Not necessarily that you have to exclude yourself, because even Christ didn't go to the people that already had it together. He went to the people that needed him, the people that were broken. So it's not, and that's what we all should do. So it's not that we are above other people. It's just that we have to be careful, because when we digest, when we hear things, when we see things, we do digest it. Whether it's consciously or unconsciously, we do digest it. Period. That's why we have to be careful and not listen to everything, not see everything, not view everything, not watch everything, because we are absorbing it. Even if it's unconsciously in the back of our mind, we still are taking it in and processing it. Now, some of us are not weak enough that everything we see, everything we hear, we will go out and do. But it is spirits that will attack you, and they will attach to you. I'm just going to leave it at that. I'll do a more in-depth video about that. Many of you understand where I'm coming from. Some of you don't. Just get into your word. That's all I'm going to say. Just get into your word and pray for discernment, and understand why you are set apart, because you're set apart for a reason. Not because I said so, not because man said so, but because God said so. And if you're not set apart, then you need to find out why. And you need to find how to implement the laws, not of the land, but of God, that he has placed for a reason in our lives. Again, I'll get into it another time. All right, so I'm 8 minutes into this video. Okay. I just wanted to explain to you why I don't watch many reality shows, and why I have censored what I even watch, even on YouTube. And I had to do that. That's a process. I didn't always do that, but I had to get to a place where I had to do that so that it doesn't stunt my own personal growth. Yeah. Anyway, okay, so I'm on the fence a little bit about Pastors of LA, you guys. It's intriguing because it's an angle or view that we have never seen before. Although we know that they and their families are human, it's just something that we've never seen and seen it displayed. We've always known or seen, the pastor's children acting out and things like that, and it's a spiritual reason behind that, and I'll get into that in another video. But the devil will work through you, through other people, and sometimes if he can't get to you, he'll attach himself to who's nearest and dearest to you to try to get to you. But I'll get into that in another video as well. But I'm on the fence, because as they are living in their mansions and they're riding their one of many, many, many expensive cars, I wonder how their congregation feels when they go home after service and feed their children hot dogs and beans. And then I wonder how these pastors feel when they see and know that. Do they sometimes think that maybe they should not care so much about material wealth, material items? I'm not saying don't live well, because I truly, truly do believe that God wants us to prosper. And I do believe that you should know by the fruit that they bear. And not everybody's fruit comes from Christ. I'll just say that. People think, oh, well, people see I got a couple of dollars. That don't mean it came from Christ, honey. Ye shall know them by the fruit that they bear. Ye shall know. Meaning that you don't have to walk around and advertise that you are a believer, that you're a follower of Christ. Sure, we tell people, because why should we hide it? But we don't have to scream it every single time. Oh, I'm a follower of Christ. Every time we see the person. We don't have to do that. Because ye shall know by the fruit that they bear. I just don't know. I'm not saying don't live well. What I'm saying is that there is a fine line between living well and kind of going overboard. Now, I do understand, that's why I say I'm on the fence, because I do understand the concept of branding yourself. I do understand that their money is not coming just from the show or just from their congregation. It's oftentimes coming from other sources. It's oftentimes coming from, maybe they wrote a book, or maybe they own a nail salon and a barbershop and you don't even know nothing about it. See, I do get how a lot of times with business, it's not wise to put your name on it. A lot of people, that's the first thing when we're first starting out and when we're not advanced in knowing how to run a business successfully. We're so eager to put our name and stamp our name on it. That's because it's new to us. That's because it's kind of like we've really finally arrived. We want the world to know it's yours. But those things are ego driven. When you come to a place where you understand business fully and you also know your clientele, you know the demographics of who and where you sell to and things like that, you'll find that it's actually more beneficial for you not to put your name on it. The reason why is because sometimes people will, let's give an example, sometimes people will stop buying because they know that it's from you, because of whatever reasons. Sometimes it's because they don't like to see you prosper. Sometimes they just don't like you as a person. Sometimes they may have jealousy issues. Sometimes they may don't want to see you grow, but yet they'll go to, others, I'll just say that, and because they don't see it right in their face, the person prospering, they don't realize that that person is going to a big time, a $500,000 home. But because you don't see it in your face, a lot of people are okay with it long as they don't see the prosperity. That's a whole nother video. These are like birthing so many different videos in this. So I hope you guys are catching everything I'm throwing. I really do. But like I said, it's sometimes not wise to put your name on things. I, for one, know that. I know that. And that's why I don't just have my hands on one or two things. I'll just say that. But anyway, that's just smart and good business. I'll just say that. Um, so oftentimes these pastors, you never know if they have other businesses. Um, a lot of times you'll see a star come out with something like a song or a movie, and then they stop working for a lot of years. You think that they just sitting back just watching TV? No, a lot of times that they're actually doing other things and you don't even know about it. You know, Tiny and Ti and Tiny. I mean, Tiny is not the only one that showed. I mean, she just one of the people that showed that she has a nail bar, and she put her name on it. But you would have never known if her name wasn't on it, and if she wasn't on the show, that that was her nail salon. You understand? You following what I'm saying? So we don't know the only. I'm saying all that to say we don't know the other sources of income they have. So it's unfair for us to say that all of their money comes from the congregation, and that's why they are living the way they live in because off of your dollar. Um, I highly doubt that. For them to be living the way that they're living, I highly doubt that some of these churches they showed had 3,000 members, some had 1,500 members. I highly doubt that 1,500 members, 2,000 members, 3,000 members will be able to afford you the opportunity to have personal planes, to be able to have um, a $2.5 million house. I highly doubt that a 3,000 member, 4,000 member church will be able to afford you that opportunity, especially with 3,000 people that are not superstars themselves, meaning that they can't give you what they don't have. You understand what I'm saying? So it wouldn't equal to the lifestyle that many of these pastors have if that was solely their income. So I'm on the fence about that. Um, Now let's get into some of the personalities are not becoming. Um, we all fall short, including pastors. But that's why you can't take that calling lightly because you are held to a higher standard, not just by people and man, but also by God. So you have to really take that seriously because you are a vessel that can either turn people away from Christ or you can bring them to Christ. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to be very mindful of that. It's in essence, to some people and in some people's lives, it is a matter of life and death, eternal life and death. So you have to really be mindful of that. Now, am I saying that they should walk around perfect? No, because nobody is. But I'm just concerned with this show because a lot of people are going to use, and a lot of people like to look for things to justify themselves or their own behavior or their own um, lack of growth. And I'm fearful that this show to some will be leverage of why they don't want to gather and um, worship together. I'm fearful that a lot of people will use this as an opportunity to say, see, church people, Christians, uh, Bible thumpers, holy rollers, whatever they want to use as a negative um, attachment to followers of Christ. I'm scared that they are going to use that as leverage to say they are church folk are nothing but hypocrites, and that's why they don't want to be a follower of Christ. That's why they don't believe in God. That's why, you know what I'm saying? I know that some people will use this as leverage because they've used less than this as leverage to say that's why they don't want to gather in the house of the Lord, and that's why they don't feel that they need to turn their life over and turn away from the sins of the world and not be perfect because again I keep saying it, but people use that as leverage too when they see a Christian do something wrong. See, you're not perfect. Nobody said that. You said that. And it's your insecurities with your own stance and your own faith and your own beliefs that you automatically assume as soon as you hear a believer that they're perfect. And as soon as you see that they're human, as soon as you see them fall, as soon as you see uh, their human side, or somebody act in the flesh for a moment, as soon as you see that, you're ready to bounce on it. You're ready to pounce on it because it makes you feel better. It makes you feel a lot validated in how you live and how you roll. But no one said they were perfect. So that's why I said I'm on the fence because, thank you, honey. That's why I said I'm on the fence because, okay. What? Oh, okay. Okay. Um, that's why I said that I am on the fence. I'm just going to just say that for right now, and then I'm going to continue to watch. Um, Miss Dietrich, Pastor Dietrich is very flamboyant. Very, very passionate. He is very passionate. And I think that has been hurt by judgment of people. I think that he is so defensive right out the gate because I think that he has had to justify himself. He has had to answer to a lot of things or a lot of people, and he's tired. He's tired. So it's like he automatically is ready. That's why I think that he's so passionate about, he almost thinks everything is an attack. And he is ready to remind people that, hey, I know the word too. But he's so defensive about it because, not because he's a bad person, but because he has been through some things and been judged, and he's hurt. He's hurt because he's human. I'll get into all the others. Uh, it's something up with Pastor Knowles. I don't know what it is. I understand that he was divorced. I understand that he's probably been, you know, he's looked at marriage as a negative thing in some ways, probably undercover, because he has been scorned and he has had a marriage that failed. I think that that's sometimes that can happen, and for some of us that is normal. We hope that we grow from that and grow out of that, but some people are so damaged in that aspect because they've been so hurt in that area, um, that they are so like they don't want to definitely enter it again. But it's something deeper than this, I think. I don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is, but it's something. Mm, it's something deeper. Uh, it's just something deeper. Um, the other two pastors, the one that used to be a Crip, who still be rocking all that blue. I'm just going to. He rock all that blue still. A lot of people say once a Crip, always a Crip, but it's just, I don't know. I think him and his wife had the cutest little relationship. Um, I like him though. I like him. Uh, you balling when you got a man cave that's a whole house. I'm just gonna say that. Like my man cave, what is it? Down the basement. No, it's this house, this nice, you know, $375,000 house that's down the street. That's my man cave. You praise the Lord. You balling. Mm. But yeah, I like his wife's spirit. I like her personality. I like that she is strong, but she also, you could tell that she is submissive. Um, and a lot of people, they cringe when they hear that word. I used to too, you guys. But a woman doesn't mind treating a man as a king as long as he's worthy of wearing the crown. Yeah. So if you are in a situation where you cannot treat a man like a king, or you feel some sort of way with doing that, it's usually because you don't find him worthy of it. And if you don't find him worthy of it, why is he your man? So women that have men that are worthy of it, that most women don't have an issue with it as long as he's worthy of it. Because being worthy of it is not just because you know how to pay some bills or you give me some money for a nice purse and shoes. Being worthy of it is knowing that you have to cover your wife, and you you are the protector of her heart. And it's a whole lot of other things that go along with being worthy of it, and a lot of things that men nowadays, a lot of them lack. They may know the word, but they bypass the blueprint on how to be a husband or how to be a man. But they can tell you how a woman ain't supposed to show her flesh. They can tell you how a woman should cover her head as she enters the church. They could tell you how, um, that the Jezebel spirit, if you wear makeup, they could tell you all of that. Oh, they know they can quote you 10, 15 scriptures right off the bat. But you ask them, what are characteristics, godly characteristics of being a good husband? What are godly principles of being a man? Not just that you have a penis. I'm talking about, what does God say are characteristics of being a man? That's what you'll get. So that's a whole nother story. But I just wanted to tell you guys, I'm on the fence basically about the show. I'm just going to continue to watch, continue to tune in. Pray that this doesn't turn more people away because they're only seeing what they want to see. They're only seeing things that's going to justify why they don't grow spiritually, why they don't want to give their life over to Christ, and they bypass all the other things that show why you should. I just hope. But see, that's the thing. If people are looking for a reason to justify themselves, they're going to find it wherever. So, this show is not going to be, the only thing that they use. So, should it be off the air? I don't know. I do know that it's going to open up a dialogue, which is always great and always healthy. And I also know that that it's going to show us that, the stuff that we don't see once the pastor comes off of, the out of the pulpit. And because we know he's human, we are pretty sure that he goes through something. We're pretty sure that he has, trials and tribulations, because after all, he's human. But now we're able to see them. So it could be beneficial in that part too. So yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know how I feel thus far. I've said so much, I branched off and talked about so much, but it all entwined in the end of why I'm on the fence, and why I think the way I think. And yeah, I even use myself as examples, not just the good examples. I use myself, as I always do, but not everybody wants to hear it because they're looking for a reason. But I use myself as examples because what better way to explain why I've done certain things and why I've had to grow in certain areas, and not use others, but use myself, to actually show, hey, you can do it too. Hey, we should try this together, or, so that's why I use myself as examples. So I thank you for bearing with me with this long 30-minute video. And I'll make sure my next review on them is shorter. So if you'd like to hear more reviews on shows or whatever, please go ahead and thumbs up this video. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do so, because we do so much here. You never know what the next video is going to be about. You can't put me in a box. I just ask that you don't try. I probably won't fit anyway, but anyway. Alright, you guys, I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for rolling with me, Make sure you thumbs up this video and be blessed.